Welcome back to Everything Money. If this is the first time you've ever seen us, my name is Seth. I know I'm very handsome. It's hard to take in. And Paul is here. He's absurdly ugly. And Mo is just a straight up gangsta homie. He's got the muscles. People love the biceps.
Did you say Paul is absurdly ugly?
Did you see how hard he had to work to throw up that west side?
Like
He was
really
just like,
hard.
he really had to like put in there.
We were at the Indians game yesterday.
Welcome to the, go ahead,
We were in
Paul.
the Jumbotron. I threw the west side signs up.
That was so 20 years ago, Paul.
I know, it's the best.
Today we're analyzing CVS versus Walgreens. Paul goes into both to buy prophylactics for his nightly adventures.
Yes.
And we want to see which company is better, Paul. If you're buying a stock, folks, you are buying the company as a whole. And when you start rationalizing that way, what does this company make? What do both companies make in comparison? Their shares outstanding. We will talk about all of this right now as I introduce Paul Gabriel.
Ribbed for her pleasure. Ew. What movie is that, Mo? I'm not. Don't say it. Do you know
idea.
Mo
what movie
No
is
idea.
it?
Write
Mo,
in the
you're
comments
such a
below.
child.
Write in the comments below what movie that was. If you're old enough, go ahead, Paul.
Okay, so we bought Walgreens last year. We started to buy it because of actually a request. It didn't hit my initial screeners because of a request of a user. The reason it didn't hit my initial screeners was they had a lot of one-time charges for these acquisitions they were making. So it made the PE it was like 70. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying this company. Then I looked at the cash flow. I'm like, wait a second. There's something here. I started buying Walgreens. CVS we looked at, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember much about it. So let's go look at CVS as we speak. So guys, we're going to look at the 8 pillars here for these stocks. So when I look at these 8 pillars, I'm just going to tell you what I think when I look at them. So first off, I'm going to check by the X's first. Low ROIC. This means they don't make a really great return on their invested capital, which means I want to pay an even lower price for the company. I want to make sure I get a discount on the company.
We want their return on invested capital to be above 9 as it shows
On the
behind
5-year
Paul.
return on invested capital.
Yeah.
Okay? Issued a lot of shares. My guess is they made acquisitions here, right? So might not be the worst thing, might not be the best thing. There's always something to understand. It's not like these disruptive companies that are issuing shares to pay for their operations so they lose money.
Actually, CVS acquired Aetna in 2018, Paul.
Bam.
And they did something big with Rite Aid also.
That's why. So this is more understandable. So I'm not as worried about this X right here. 5-year free cash flow to long-term debt. Guys, their leases are probably capitalized on here. Instead of just being the leases not being a debt, they have them capitalized here instead of operating leases. So I'm not worried about that one either. So right now, the only X I'm really quote unquote worried about is this one. And this one I just sit there and say, okay, they might just be a low ROIC business. I just got to get a discount. Okay. So dividend yield, 2.3%. They pay 2.6 out of their $9.8 billion in average free cash flow. They have plenty of money to pay their dividend. That dividend's pretty healthy too.
I would say Walgreens is 3.8, Paul.
Is it really?
Do you see that?
See, I own stock in them. I know this is what I do. I love this. I own stock in Walgreens. I have no idea what their dividend yield is. Don't
funny.
care. I bought a good company at a good price. I think it's going to be around for a long time. I'm okay with it.
Keep going on CVS.
Just like if they cut their dividend in half, I wouldn't care. So profit margin's always very low in these companies, guys. CVS and Walgreens have very low profit margin. It's a volume game. But they're getting very big into the whole pharmaceutical stuff,
yeah, and
COVID testing,
that's right.
minute clinics, things like that, okay? So I put it in Stock Analyzer tool.
Did you really?
Already did that because our esteemed CEO, Tim, goes, why don't you do this now instead of later? I said, okay. So I made some assumptions. Revenue growth, I just look at these assumptions. You want to pause and look at these, that's great. They have issued a lot of shares in the last, like I said, over the last few years. So again, revenue, profit margin, and free cash flow margin is very low. Big company, I only put 12 to 16 multiple. I hit the analyze button.
The current PE is 15.
The current stock price is 87.
We're almost home here, Paul.
Okay, so we're somewhere in the middle here. Seems like you'll probably do pretty decent if you buy the stock at this price, assuming my middle assumptions play out. You'll probably make around 10 to 12%. Not
These are
bad.
conservative assumptions, I assume, Paul. I mean, some people are a little frothier with these numbers, which
Yeah,
you can.
well, my goal whenever I do any investment is to be conservative with the numbers, and if the numbers still work, that's exciting for me. Don't be overly aggressive, because guess what, guys? Go look at the history of the stock market. When you make aggressive assumptions, you end up getting hurt at some point, very badly. So
In
now we go to Walgreens.
yeah, in comparison, why do you love Walgreens?
So let's look at the X's here. Net income growth. Oops. Again, go look at this to understand why their net income is down. They have a 9% exactly return on invested capital, which is great. Shares outstanding, decreasing, wonderful. Again, they have a lower debt level, but again, probably a lot of this has to do with their leases. And their free cash flow has dropped. So again, we want to look at these things and understand why that's happening. So let's go to their free cash flow statement. Is this a trend?
Walgreens has 21,000 locations in 50 states and 11 countries.
What about CVS?
Good question. CVS has 10,000 retail pharmacy locations.
So half. Okay, I went to stock analyzer tool for Walgreens. I put in my stuff, my assumptions here. They're buying back shares, etc. Pretty much everything else was the same. Analyze button. The stock's currently $51.
Look at that.
This is why I own Walgreens, guys. I look at this going, wait, why am I bothering with CVS? I bought Walgreens at $38 a share. And I had puts, and this is, to me, Walgreens is the answer. Lower debt levels. Yes, their free cash flow was decreasing, but it's starting to rebound a little bit. Bigger locations. I just look at it going, Walgreens, to me, is the answer to the situation. Because it's not like, their margin's pretty much the same. They're operating the same method. Yeah. Right? So I look at it going, okay, they're in other countries more than CVS is. I just look at Walgreens as the better play at this point.
Mo, if people are trading this, what would they be doing in the bid-ask nation for
so
both
let's
companies?
see here. This support level, this dates back about 2 years. So let's just draw that line there. So right now, they're getting to these highs that they were previously at. And right now, look at the stochastic. It's just going through the middle, doing nothing. And
is this CVS or Walgreens?
This is CVS.
Oh, thank you.
It's trying to choose a direction right now. So for me, I'm waiting until I get some trajectory up or down on that long-term stochastic. Because right now, it's slowly trickling up in price, but it's not saying that there's high confidence here that the stock price is going to go up or the stock price is going to go down. And you know me, I want confidence in one direction or the other.
And Walgreens?
Now let's look at Walgreens. I think Walgreens is, So Walgreens is looking a lot better. Right now, I'm all for Walgreens. It's moving into the sweet spot. You still got to be a little bit patient. Probably the next green engulfing candlestick that takes out these previous highs from last week. That's probably when you're going to want to add. You're going to face a little bit of resistance when you add, but then you're going to make a really nice run up to the mid to high 50s. So Walgreens for me is the stock to buy if I'm comparing the two right now.
If you want the software behind Paul or you want to trade with Mo at a faster pace, you can join our Patreon or everythingmoney.com and get access to both. The Bid-Ask Nation, our middle Patreon tier, you can join Mo every single day. He alerts you of his buys, his trades, when to buy. There's a community, Paul, of 5,100 people talking about these very stocks, giving their opinion, not wackadoos, people like us talking about value investing and actively trading. And Paul will tell you everything else you'll get.
Guys, pause the screen so you can look at this. You get the mobile app, 8 pillars, 30 years of financial data, stock analyzer tool, daily content exclusive only to software, access to all three of us, real estate calculator, stock screener, retirement calculator, Discord community with over 5,300 members, all talking. It is currently 90 cents a day. It's $27 now versus 26. You get all of this. Our competitors are 200, 235. You don't get all of it. Do I need to explain anymore?
I don't know how you're investing without this, folks. I used to be. I do know how. You just pretty much buy a stock and pray it goes up. But if looking at the numbers really resonates with you, you can have access to the software and join our community, Paul. That is our take on. Final thoughts. You love Walgreens. Some people agree with you. Are you buying puts on Walgreens? Are you making?
I'm selling puts on Walgreens.
That's right. Of course,
to buy them
you're always
as
selling.
The stock goes up and down, etc. So yeah, I enjoy it.
And you're just staying away from CVS altogether at the moment.
I look at Walgreens the leader in that market, so it's not like the CVS numbers are terrible, but I think Walgreens is a better value proposition, so I've been buying Walgreens.
All right, that is our take. Fondle thumbs up on the way out. Join Mo in the morning, every morning at 9 a.m. Our live streams to everyone are Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. We go live to the whole world. Gosh, Paul, we get 700-800 people every time. It's incredible. And Mo in the morning, you're getting 500 people talking in the morning.
500 or 600 people. It's great.
Bringing news and trading information. And, of course, patrons, a fireside chat for your patrons. Everyone in the Everything Money community. Friday, September 17th is our next fireside chat, Correct. By the way, Paul. So we'll be at Paul's new Mención, bringing you exclusive content for a one-on-one, uncensored Paul cursing and screaming at people. It's all happening. So fondle a thumbs up on the way out. Join our community, and we'll see you next video. Thanks.